people have made up that is kind of caused this big controversy is somehow that Senegal's jollof rice is better than Nigerian jollof rice. Wait, what a second. What happened? What happened?
You know what?
Who's jollof
If I
rice?
argue with a fool, people across the street will not be able to tell who is who. So
you agree with us then that Nigerian jollof rice is better than set it straight.
How can it be better when you didn't create it in the first place?
Ooh. Wait a second. Oof. Nigerians are the creator of jollof rice,
No,
right?
they are not.
Wait,
Senegal.
Senegal created. You see, wisdom is chasing you, but you are faster. Because Senegal is the creator.
God, you came in bro.
Senegal created jollof.
Jollof rice. And so you've had the different ones from Ghana, from Nigeria?
I've had Nigerian, I've had Ghanaian, I've had Liberian. Yes, I've had jollof.
And Senegal's remains supreme.
I would say.
And Senegal's it's just different. Texture-wise, it's smaller. And because you being from Brooklyn makes sense, because I was living in Harlem, and I've been in New York over 20 years, so.
You was down on 116th.
Exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I was born in Brooklyn, but grew up in Harlem. Yeah. Yes, in Lennox.
Yeah, and I would go to every week. I'd be Tibujen, Tibuyap,
Chebijen is my favorite. That is my favorite.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Chebijen, it's a rice and fish dish.
Rice and fish, yeah.
Yeah, it's the fish.
Tibuyap is the lamb.
Yeah.
But when you come back,
okay.
You will. They're right. That jello, that rice is another level.
He would make it real crispy on the bottom, and I like it crispy on the bottom.
Buddy.
I like it crispy. Yeah.
Do you know how to make jollof rice?
No. Wow. Why would you come for me like that? I thought this was going to be a friendly little.
I'm just saying. Do you know how? Because I know how to make jollof rice.
Like, okay, well, honestly,
Nigerian jollof rice.
No, that's a process.
You know what? It is a big process.
It really
it's a
is.
lot. When the pandemic hit, I had nothing to do, and I had a boyfriend who became like a live-in boyfriend. I was like, whatever. And so I started learning different Senegalese dishes, like yassa, which is the chicken and rice and the onions and the garlic. Yep. And mafe, which is the peanut butter stew with beef.
I've had.
I learned how to cook those two, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try with jollof, and it's just such a big process. I've always been scared to do it, and I still have it.
African food, just in general, is a process.
It's labor.
It's an all-day thing.
It's like, then we put, then my mother, then you have to, and it's all day. When my mother was cooking,
all day.
My father said, get out the kitchen, your mother has, then it's just, then we have to, and then refrigerate it for a day, then we take out.
You know the one that I hated the most was moi moi.
Moi moi.
I ran from that, and my wife.
Remind me what moi moi is again.
Moi moi
is that the fruit?
No, it's the beans. It's the beans. It's kind of like a tomato.
And it's in aluminum foil.
But you take the black eyed peas, and you had to take the skin off.
But that's black eyed peas too, because there's akara, which is also black eyed peas, but it's mashed and fried.
Yes, I've had that.
You had that one.
Akara, tell them. Akara, what? And that's not Ghana, Accra.
Where are you from? Where are your people from?
Nigeria.
Yeah, where you surrounded. What's up, Dad?
I know what this is about.
What's up, Sidibe?
How many times have you been to Senegal?
I've been between 2 and 3 times when I was really, really young.
Okay.
The last trip wasn't the greatest trip, but I want to go back now as an adult because I really want to go, and I want to go when my dad is there so that he can take me around.
That's dope. That's even better.
Yeah. And I want to show my family. I want to show my kids and my husband Senegal. And someone threaded me the other day and said, or Instagram or something, commented and said, on my trip to Senegal, when I checked into the hotel, the bellhop immediately told me that he was your cousin. I said, shout to him. I said, which hotel? Because I could probably get a discount when I'm ready.
Yeah. What has your father taught you about the Senegalese history, the stories, growing up?
You know what's funny I did the African ancestry test a few years ago just to see, and I know, I have.
You know your history.
Yeah, I know my history. Weirdly enough, and it came back Malian. And I was like, oh, right. My grandparents are actually from Mali.
Oh, so it's accurate.
Yeah, it is accurate. Because
I always thought, I'm not giving my DNA. They might try. Who knows
I
what
would
they're
do it
doing?
to African ancestry if
Do
you
African.
don't. Mind
Don't
you,
do
by the way, they
23andMe.
got your DNA already.
Okay.
Don't worry about
Damn.
it. They got 4 you cloned in the back.
Dang.
Don't worry about it.
Dang.
But if you
Dang.
did, do it with African ancestry.
African ancestry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why is that? What?
Well, because they also, I just trust them a little more. But also, they will show you the map, the route that your people took.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to do
Oh,
that.
well, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah. Because I think when you get that history, and for me, like my wife, I tease her a lot because she's biracial, and
Ew.
and one of the things she said, she was like, she goes like this. She goes, "Well, you don't know what you have in your lineage." I go, "Yeah, I do. Mom and dad are from Nigeria. Like, I mean, I know." And so I went and did the whole
what
DNA
happened?
test. 99.9% Nigerian. She goes, see, there's a 0.1. 0.01. I was like,
What was the
"Babe, I said,
.01? What's the
Do we know?
It said it's South Africa, but like,
But it's as long as it's in the
okay.
continent.
yeah, it's on the continent, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
like-
I said they just don't have the accurate data, but it's 100%.
like this.
Yeah, sometimes they
1%
send Gambian.
Irish. What?
Yeah, no,
In the
there
world?
there was none of that.
Yeah, it's
there was none of
100%,
that. But
yeah.
it was cool to be able to get that and to see how the DNA does tell the story.
Yeah.
So for you found your DNA tracking you from Mali
Mali,
into
that's
Senegal.
great.
Yeah, because my grandparents were from Mali and migrated to Senegal.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, they're
Perfect.
cousins,
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, the weird thing about my family, and mind you, it came back like 99%.
Yeah.
I have an American mother, right?
Yeah.
Follow me. So my mom and dad got married because my dad was looking for a wife so that he can get a green card. He is a full citizen now, so ICE can go fuck off.
Yeah!
Come on.
Yeah!
Put that there. Leave my
Fuck
dad
ICE.
alone.
And leave everybody alone.
Right.
Leave everybody alone. People are not
Preach.
illegal. But
Right on.
so they met so that they can get married. So because my mom, like, she was getting married for her reasons, like she didn't, and then when they got married, my dad took her to Senegal, and his mom was so surprised to see my mother. She started, yelling and Wolof and started hitting my dad and saying, and it was like a big, kafah. And what my grandmother was saying was, how did you go all the way to New York and find your grandmother? Here's the thing. My mother, when it
Where's
used
your
to
mother
be,
from?
my mother is from Georgia. She's
Okay, I just
from
wanted
to-
a teeny tiny town called Lumpkin, Georgia.
Lumpkin, dang.
Lumpkin.
Sounds
And,
like no
we
black
went
people.
there. We were there last year, and the Wi-Fi cut out. Like when you get into Lumpkin, there's
Right.
no getting out.
It just goes.
But
Yeah.
it used to be when you got married, you would take a blood test. You had to take a blood test.
Okay.
They took a blood test, and they were told to not have children because they were on the same bloodline. Here's the thing: my mother, wherever her people were raped and pillaged from, is from my dad's people. Everyone on my dad's side of the family looks exactly like everyone on my mom's side of my family. My dad looks like my uncle, my mother's brother. My mother looks like my grandmother, my father's.
Even though they're from the
They
same-
are literally on the same bloodline.
Are you
And they were,
serious?
and obviously colonial, slavery tore them apart, tore this family apart, it's an interruption to all of us. Interrupted this family, interrupted this bloodline, but somehow the fates brought them together in New York.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So my
Synchronicity.
DNA, when they tested my DNA, all of it's Malian, all of it's Senegambien. I think that they Senegambien, so it's like that line.
Yeah,
it's
that-
all there.
And that's
So-
one thing. So
Wow.
your bloodline is very focused. It's not like, oh, somebody from Georgia, whatever, coming some down like.
So that tells-
I'm my
that
own cousin.
you're,
That's very southern.
I know.
That's looking for you. We had sex with us here.
My mom would say that she only left Charles Junction, Lumpkin, Georgia. It's Charles Junction, Lumpkin, Georgia. She only left Lumpkin so she wouldn't have to marry one of her cousins. And what'd she do?
married her cousin.
It didn't even work.
Oh my goodness, that's
insanity.
amazing.
I know, not nuts.
That is.
So they couldn't marry because they're in the same. Yo, that's crazy.
You're saying in the past that was the that was
Yeah,
the case.
apparently this used to be a thing where people
in
would
the
take
past,
blood
yeah, in the
tests,
past,
and now
yeah.
they
But
don't.
I'm just thinking it's just amazing that they were doing it back then.
Yeah.
And then it was almost like a 23andMe kind of thing in a way, but
right.
it would that's just insane.
I think it was to make sure that like people didn't have. I know they do it a lot for like Tay-Sachs. So like it's which I think Jewish people have it.
Yeah.
So if their bloodline, if they're both carriers, then more than likely their child would have Tay-Sachs. And so my mother and father were both the carriers of the same thing because not Tay-Sachs, but something else, like a hemoglobin C.
Not sickle cell.
No,
none of that.
it's
Sickle
akin to sickle cell, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so they were told not to get married because they had the same.
And then the offspring would get.
I'm fine. My brother wasn't. Actually, I'm fine because I'm a girl. I also have it. I have like I have
You're
the
a carrier?
trait. Yes.
Because I think I'm a carrier too, because I know my.
Well, you're Nigerian.
Yeah, I have a carrier to like sickle. Like, I'm a carrier. So if I get with somebody
Who also-
that's a carrier, then you can have a sickle cell.
Oh, I don't even know how
yeah,
to do
it's in
all
our
that.
family.
I've never heard
It's
that.
in
Yeah.
our family.
I read a lot of Nigerian authors, and I know that this is a thing. Like this is very much a thing where you don't want to marry somebody who also has a carrier because more than likely your child will have sickle cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know sickle cell. Obviously, it runs especially within Africans and African Americans, but I didn't know that there was a way to even do the whole cell. That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
And in some countries, in like Africa, their sickle cell actually benefits them because they don't get malaria because the mosquitoes can't. They don't. It's a protection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God
Oh,
gives
good.
with one hand and takes with the other.
There it
man.
is. You got some sayings for your
Yeah,
ass.
that she does.
That's my son.
Wisdom is
Shout out
you.
to
You
Zebby.
like I'm
Shout out to Zebby.
That was fire.
There's a TikTok creator. I think his name is Zebby. He's so dope. He's a storyteller. He says it in everyone. He's Senegalese.
Oh,
I
So
see
that's
that.
where I
I
get it
see
from.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Shout to him.
That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
From Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.